Good morning. We are at Southease. We had a really great night last night in the car, camping. We camped up on top of the downs at one of the quiet car parks. Worked out really nicely. It was a beautiful evening. And came down, parked here at Southease Station. We're going to do the last 17 miles. So, looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting this trail done. So I'll give you a tour at some point of my mini, super mini car camper. Since I do drive a Fiesta, it is definitely a micro camper. But yeah, I left the dog packs and a couple of things in the car just because I didn't want to carry all that extra weight if I don't have to, but don't want to leave all the valuable gear in the car. So we're still carrying the important things, but it's quite a bit lighter today, which is quite nice. So we're just climbing up out of Southease, which is over that way. You can just about see it. A lot of haze in the valley today, but it's the valley of the River Ouse, which I think I mentioned yesterday. And it's a tidal river, so at high tide, the level of the water is actually higher than the banks, where it used to be. And now they've raised the banks, built them up to mitigate flood risks. So this is where we were planning to camp last night. So as you can see, it's quite open, not a whole lot of shelter. But there is definitely some protection right here. However, this field does have cows in it, and it does look like they've been here really recently. Haven't seen them yet, but I'm pretty sure that they're either hidden in this lot of trees or somewhere further up. So I think we made the right decision to camp in the car last night, just come back out this morning. So we're here at Trig Point, right by Red Lion Pond, on top of Itford Hill, or that's where we're going. Unfortunately, our way is blocked by cattle, so we're gonna have to drop down, follow the fence line. There are a bunch of them right on the trail, so we'll have to go around them. Hopefully there's not too many cattle in the way in general on this walk, because can't see them in the mist very well. Clouds might not be able to make us see too far, they're kind of blocking some of it, but wow, look at this. I mean, the sunlight and the clouds on the fields, looking down over the River Ouse right here, just stunning. We just barely seen Lewis in the background. Seems like we've lost the views. As you can see behind me, there is absolutely nothing but a white bank of cloud. So this was not expected today. It was supposed to be cloudy, decent, have a few thunderstorms in there, but wasn't expecting to not have any views at all. So it could be interesting when we get to Seven Sisters or Beachy Head. Are we actually going to have any views of them? It'll be a shame if we don't. We are right by these towers, and there is somebody must admit, not a place I would have chosen. Not very concealed, not very hidden. So we had to do a little extra navigation to get around this field right here. It's full of cows right on the trail. A lot of them have already got really curious, so we're taking a slight detour on the other side of the fence through sheep field. They're all curious, stamping their feet at us, but just coming up where there's actually a bull up here right on the trail as well, so I think this is just a safety thing for us. There have been a lot of cows on this trail since Southease, so definitely not what I was expecting. So just down below, as you can see, Furl Park. There's all that green space. Oh, what beautiful views though. You just saw Furl leaving the cows behind here. That was interesting, jumping over the fence at the end. Get the dogs out. I was hoping there'd be a metal gate, but to no avail. But we're just about to hit the top of Furl Beacon. So yeah, that's our third or fourth beacon on this trip. So here we are at Furl Beacon. Beautiful views out to the east here. We're standing about 215, 220 meters above sea level. Still don't have great views of the sea, but we're going out. This is the way we're heading over here. Just about start to see the cliffs of Beachy Head, which is where we're going to drop down here. And down here is Alfriston. May just take a break there and see, and then we've got another 10.5 miles to Eastbourne. Oh my gosh, this thing is like the cutest thing ever. Miniature horses. Go say hi. I'm curious about the dogs more than anything. Oh, you guys coming with us? Companionship on the trail. Bye. Oh my gosh, if I thought the little black one was cute, this one's even cuter. Lots of miniature horses and sheep. Oh, this one wants to come say hi. Oh, those guys were cute. So much curiosity going on there as little babies, and I think they're still following us back there. Funny thing is, I mean, those guys don't worry me at all. They're cute, small, and I know horses. I know how to read horse body language pretty well. I've been training horses for 25 years, and know how to read them pretty well. Horses seem to be less concerned about dogs than cows are. I don't know if that's because they get ridden out a lot more, around more dogs, but that was cute. It's definitely something very unexpected on this trail. So we're just coming down off the hill to Alfriston. It's a beautiful little town. We'll check that out a little bit. See how, probably don't get to spend too much time there as we are. Still have 10 miles and still have to get the train back to the car today. So drop down and then we cut out towards the sea. So we'll be walking past Beachy Head and out along the top of the cliffs. Can't believe I'm almost done with this trail. It's been beautiful, epic, emotional, lots of highs and lows, lots of fluctuations in weather, from super hot to bucketing it down with rain. It's been a good one. Glad to have done it.
Coming into Alfriston, I was quite taken by its quaint English charm and historical buildings. One building of historical importance is the Star Inn, which was originally a religious hostel built in 1345 and used to accommodate monks and pilgrims en route to Battle Abbey to the shrine of St. Richard, patron saint of Sussex at Chichester Cathedral. The Star Inn became an inn in 16th century and was later connected with the Alfriston smuggling gang, whose leader was later arrested and then transported to Australia as a prisoner. Going back beyond the most recent 200 years, there is strong evidence of ancient occupation of the area, since several Neolithic long barrows have been discovered on the surrounding downs. Among them to the west is the fairly well-preserved Longburr. Also, in ancient times, the village was recorded as Alfricton, the town of Alfric, from which the Domesday Book records the town as Alfrishtun. More recently, the town has been known in 1931 for Eleanor Forgione, who wrote the popular hymn Morning is Broken, which is supposedly about the beauty she saw around her village. It was later recorded by Cat Stevens in the 1970s and reached a wider audience.
Took a break. So we've actually, back at Alfriston, joined the Vanguard Way, which will be the next set of videos for one of our national trails, which goes from East Croydon to Newhaven. So we joined this trail for, I don't know, about a mile before it continues going south over the bridge and then along, turns west, going towards Newhaven where that one ends. So yeah, look out for that video. Climbing away from, I think it's Westdean, or towards Westdean. I am honestly not sure whether steps make it easier or harder, especially when they're set up not exactly your step height, or too shallow or too long. I find they actually make it an awful lot more difficult. So we managed to get to the top of those stairs without too much huffing and puffing. We get to the top and there's all these signs around. Up one back there, it was about ash, informing us that ash are the last to produce leaves in spring, And what they look like, how you got 6 and they're opposite leaves. Not explaining that very well, I'm out of breath. But it's cool to see that information is all around, I believe, for the kids to go hunt for these different things, sort of like a nature scavenger hunt. And it gets them interested, it gets them intrigued, it gets them learning. And when you learn and you know, you want to protect. This landscape just keeps changing. It's one thing I've noticed in a big way between starting at Winchester, the farmland, the tops of the downs, through the trees, forested areas, and then these wide open chalk grasslands. If you look at this, we're coming down to this farm behind me, and this big, massive green amphitheater full of sheep, but just so different from what we've already done. Oh, are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself? So hopefully you guys can hear me when it's not too bad. What's behind me right now is what's called Cuckmere Haven. Cuckmere is a tidal river, but you can see that there's a berm, a block, that stops storm surges coming in. But there is an exit for the river. So absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful area. I can see why it's so popular during the summer holidays. So many people out on the water, enjoying the walks, enjoying the hills. What a great end to the South Downs Way. So this is insanely beautiful, but it does make it a very tough end to a long trail, especially when you got a long last day of 17 miles. It's just up one sister, down the other, up one sister, down the other, and it is stunning, but man, and it wasn't supposed to be this hot today either, which is making it even harder on me and the dogs. I'm really glad we left the packs back at the car. But there's just no shelter from the sun. Thankfully we're getting some clouds coming in now, but tough trail at this point. So it looks like we have a war memorial here. It's called Michael Dean. It's bequeathed to the National Trust by W.A. Robertson in memory of his brothers who both fought in the First World War. And what a place to have a memorial, this place. You have epic views for forever, but I feel that's very fitting. It's looking over the English Channel to where, you know, the invasions would have come from, or where we were fighting against in Europe. Alright, so we got 2 more to go. And just here is Burling Gap. Well, this isn't something I wanted to see. Still got 4.5 miles to Eastbourne. So we hit that 4.5 mile to Eastbourne marker on the other side of Burling Gap, just as we were coming off the open access area. Stopped to get water there. Sadly, the ice cream van is cash only, otherwise I would have been all over that. Get to the other side of the parking area, so, you know, 1/4 mile maybe, not even that, but it says 5 miles to Eastbourne. Even less of what I want to see. Increasing mileage. I mean, I'm not quite sure how that agreed with each other and who put those signs up, but it gets frustrating. So it's about 2:30. Looks like we will be hitting Eastbourne about 5 at this time, at this rate. So I believe this is kind of the beachy head area. I'm just coming down again. beautiful red and white lighthouse out there. So the lighthouse we passed, that you can now see behind me, is the Beltoot Lighthouse. This stretch of coastland was notorious for shipwrecks. So the Beltoot Lighthouse was the first one built along this section in 1836. Now that's a sight for sore eyes. That's Eastbourne. We're dropping down. So final thoughts on the South Downs Way. Definitely a roller coaster, both physically, mentally and emotionally. I came back and redid this trail even though I'd started it last year, did the whole thing because I didn't want to leave it uncompleted. And if I was going to do part of it and film part of it, I wanted to do all of it. However, I still have the same feelings about this trail that I did last year. I struggle with the farmland. I struggle with how busy it is. I think it's worth doing if you're in the right mindset. It is beautiful in places, but I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I finished it. It was close to home, and during lockdown that's been a necessity. So we're coming down into Eastbourne and I'm going to leave you here. If you enjoyed any part of this series, please hit that like and subscribe button. It'd be great to have you as part of the community. And we'll catch you on the Vanguard Way.